Let f of x equal x squared and g of x equal x minus 3. We are looking at the compositions of these two functions. First, we'd like to find f composed with g, and then we want to know its domain. So f composed with g of x is f of g of x. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is just plug in this g of x right here. So I've got f of, and g of x is x minus 3. So x minus 3. Okay. And now I'm doing f of that thing. Okay, and f is x squared. And so I take my input, which was x minus 3, and I square that. And so this is my f composed with g. And now I want the domain of this. And for my domain, there's really only three things I care about. I don't want to divide by 0. I don't want to do any square roots of negatives. And I only want to do logarithms of positives. And I don't have any of those three things happening here. And so my domain is all real numbers. And I can write that as that, or I can write it as an interval negative infinity to infinity. For part B, g composed with f, this is a little bit different. G composed with f of x is g of f of x. So now I'm going to start off by plugging in this f of x. Now f of x is x squared, and so I plug that in, and now I'm doing g of that thing. And of course g of x is x minus 3. So I take my input and I plug that into my x, and so that gives me x squared minus 3. Again, as far as domain goes, I don't have any problems here. There I can plug anything I want in. And so, so my domain is all real numbers. Finally, f composed with g of 5. Of course, that's I already know my function f composed with g. That's this thing up here, the x minus 3 squared. And so that's going to be 5 minus 3 squared, which is 2 squared, or